east of Highway 41 through the high acres orbit area. We've got a couple of warm cells that are moving through there right now. Not seeing any tight rotation on those. However, please keep the tornado warnings into your local room of your house on the lowest level. It's the best place to be there. Okay, so storm headed up towards the Alberta. Still broad rotation, broad rotation, but this is the storm that the local news readers are showing a concentrated degree signature correlation coefficient. So I am confident that this is a tornado on the ground. If they're showing through on that news station, it could still be an ongoing tornado, or it could be a remnants of a tornado when a tornado picks up debris on the surface. That debris stays in the air for a little while, so we can see the aftermath essentially of the tornado, even after it's already done. That's debris that's still in the air. There's certain characteristics that give us an idea of whether it's still ongoing on the ground, it's a concentration signature, or if it's debris fallout or spreading out and not necessarily as concentrated on the ground. So always looking for the differences there to make sure you have the most up-to-date and accurate information that's scientifically backed.
Hey, Ryan, Brad, we have not here yet. Hey, I just want to let you know I've got my live stream going. You guys can ignore that. I'm trying to head down to Naples area, and then I'll be
A new tornado warning has been issued.
Just want to let you know that the live stream is
A
on.
new tornado warning has been issued. A new tornado warning has been issued. short run, for a few years back. And then also, we're good from Brad as well. And by the way, for those who's just not tuned in, this is just part of the coverage that we're doing. The tornado situation is the predecessor of this type of this to our hurricanes and landfall. They are, it's the same system. This is a part of the hurricane, right? We have the outer bands causing these tornadoes. We've got we've got a traffic camera on those super cells right now in St. Lucie County. We've got some traffic on that show up there. Showing you those of you at risk. This is from the Florida Department of Transportation. And then they've also got some storm chasers out there as well. Getting closer to these things so you can actually see it. Magnificent view right here of the storm.
I got 100 birds out there, so it looks like everything's gonna be okay for a while. I hope you can see them.
Hey, huge shout out to Vero and thank you for that. And thanks to everybody tuning in. We're already almost at 200,000 viewers. We just started the coverage today. We're still, I believe, more than probably about 12 hours away from Landfall. So, like Andy said, we were going to be doing coverage for a while. Just like we do with people. Is it like we'll be the longest shit we've ever done? We had to start early because it's definitely for Indian River and St. Lucie County. So that's the key for this song right here. This running right here. And that's the key for Indian River, St. Lucie, and Okeechobee counties. This is a confirmed tornado warning. Emergency management confirmed the tornado. So now we've got this tornado down here on the high road. It's moving up towards Fort Run, like we said earlier. It's going to go past the Fort Run, conservation area. The incite this conservation area. Additionally, we've got another Island Park. So we're getting to a pretty populated area over here. The tornado in Polk County, Florida, includes Milton State Lakeshore, Island Park. This is a very dangerous storm. I really say that there's a very good chance that we're going to be on that here. The warning that is coming in that the island of the United States is not confirmed. So keep that in mind. I really think that this is But keep that in mind. I really do think that this is something that you guys need to take seriously. It's going to go up just to the west of the River Ranch Property Owners Association. If you know where that is, and then on its approach to Lakeshore, it's also going to pass by the Fly Jive Fly Airport. This is wild. This is wild. We still have a bunch of tornado warnings down here around Fort Myers, and a lot of people ask about Fort Myers right now. We've got a bunch of tornado warnings still in effect around Fort Myers, but Fort Myers, Florida is not under a tornado warning right now. The downtown area. Places just to the east, like River Hall, are under a tornado warning, but downtown Fort Myers is not. In Immokalee, Florida, you guys are under a tornado warning. This is a radar indicated tornado warning. And that's going to go until 1:45. Let's see here. Additionally, we've got this one over here that includes Lee County, Florida. That's going to go until 1:45 as well. Let's go all the way up here to this one that includes Avon Park. That's going to go until 1:45. That's for Hardy and Highlands County in Florida. That's a pretty serious situation. We want everybody in Charlie Creek and Avon Park to take shelter. But I think that, once again, we've got a pretty serious storm also on the way to the Indian Lake Estates area as well. And then this storm that we're looking at here through our camera in the number one slot is still producing a tornado warning. And that's where our confirmed tornado warning is coming from, actually. This is the storm. It's from the confirmed tornado warning for Indian River and St. Lucie counties. And look at how fast it moves. This is not sped up. These things are racing. We need everybody in Hall Junction to get ready. Once again, I've shown this a bunch, but I just want to remind everybody of what we're dealing with today. The reason why we're taking these tornado warnings so seriously. Because some of these have been not all of them. We're going to see a lot of tornadoes today, unfortunately. Not all of them are going to be this big, but this is what's capable. This is what's possible today. So we need to keep that in mind as we are trying to convince people to take these warnings seriously. Right now, we have 7 tornado warnings. Last I checked, the tornado watch here calls for several tornadoes likely. So we're at the beginning stages of this tornado outbreak that's happening on one side of the coast. We just got a new tornado warning for Palm, Florida. That Palm Beach County, Florida. And that is a pretty significant situation as well. Pretty strong rotation here. This includes the JW Corbett wildlife management area. A new tornado warning the issue. And thankfully, not much else. There's not a whole lot in this loan that you're not assuming that if they expand it or extend it, it might include parts on Interstate 95 over there, the stormwater treatment. Nick says, my family's in Polk County, Florida, thanks for the live coverage. No problem. They're going to be here for a while because this, I really do think that it is unions. This whole, we plan on starting the stream today till 4 p.m. And we ended up starting at noon because we've got all of these tornadoes going on right now. Currently, we have 7 tornado warnings. I'm going to go through all of them one by one right now. So everybody let me know. First of all, one of the more important warnings that we have right now is the confirmed tornado warning in Collier and Kimball County, Florida. Chat. How many people do we have in Collier and Kimball County, Florida? Do we have people watching that here? If so, then we need to make sure that we are getting in our safe spot right now because this is a confirmed tornado on the ground near Deep Lake and it's moving up towards I-75. Okay, you know where Vero Island campground is near I-75. That's where the tornado is going. Okay, you just got to do tornado for Milton, Kansas City, Florida. But that's going to be for this storm. This is a live view of the storm that prompted that latest tornado warning. Definitely listen to the Atlantic Supercell news. It's a little bit too far away from making sure exactly what's going on. I mean, it has a cyclone there, but it's certainly a problem. So we've got to take shelter. These are dangerous storms today. Not sure what's going on over here, but this is a live view from Indian River County in Florida, which is also under a tornado warning. This is from a camera in Indian River County, Florida. The tornadic part of this storm is actually near the Florida Turnpike right now. And it's going up towards the Vero Beach Senior High School. All right, so if you know where the Vero Beach Senior High School is, that's where this tornado is going. Okay, so this camera is actually on the turnpike. So if there is a tornado that goes by here, we might be able to see it, but it looks like we might have lost. It's just you can't really see anything, so it looks like it was close to that. All right, let's go check in on our latest tornado warning. Another tornado warning for Puget Sound. What is this? The Alpine Flats wildlife management area. This is also including the Southwest Mountain Highway and almost over to North River Shores. All right, and this is a pretty dangerous storm. We've got radar indicated rotation, right? But this signature on radar has led to an actual tornado motion. So I would not be surprised if we saw another tornado touch down here somewhere to the east of Indian Town and to the west of Tropical Park here in Florida. visual of what these tornadoes look like to us. So,
Immediate tornado the clear one from P6 in Florida is on the ground in the Melbourne area. I can see it briefly there. Even just briefly, I did think that the storm had a chance to produce another tornado. I didn't pass it the town so right up earlier. I usually watch that closely, particularly brief tornadoes, but I do think that this one was just now producing a tornado. We may see a big
confusing. It looks like the greatest part of the storm is part of the storm that could be causing the tornado. Usually, if you're going over the sunspot like that, rapid motion of the cloud, right there, a tornado right there in front of those vehicles on the Florida and Texas. So, once again, confirmed tornado warning over here for Indian River, everybody on St. Lucie County, live look at that. And then we just got a new tornado for your Blades and Highland in Florida as well. This is going to be
Not island.
for the Fort Central
We're in the island.
Fort area. So please take note of the just out of the exploding. Wouldn't be surprised if we saw another tornado going here soon for Okeechobee, for the small Okeechobee. And the water spout might be here over at Lake Okeechobee coming up off of the Lake Lake. So we've got things going on. We've got several tornadoes down. We've got several down to tornadoes, pretty tornadoes. Some of these regions are really populated areas. Get ready and Okeechobee. Also, for all of these rotating storms are really having Fort St. Lucie area. Just the Kansas City actually town. If you are in the shores or Fort St. Lucie, get ready to not jump under a tornado run stream. Lake Placid, I would not be surprised to go to that under another tornado run. As we said, also moving at Fort Hughes. If you look at how low the ground all these clouds are, too, this is this is absolutely beautiful. This traffic showing us the nature of these storms are fast moving. And the fact that they are so low to the ground is why they are so efficiently producing tornadoes today. Go ahead.
Right, yeah, the storm that is near Arcadia, Florida, a westernmost tornado warning here. One of the extensions of the Pacific Mountain that has been stretched out and produced probably at least tornadoes that
Watching all of these storms in the background, while we're watching these big storms today. They approach your area. Our direct field super show, and also everybody super show will affect us like that. Anytime you see a little bit following that you really have got some concern about the ability to get to the ground. The benefit of life for this to believe that if I hold that in the practice, that they will break it down. the top glass, having outside facing wall. And you're gonna put your head, the number one way that you're gonna get hurt when you take from like this, is flying debris landing on your head. You got a helmet? Wear it. Sounds ridiculous, but it could save your life. Additionally, you're gonna put on those shoes. Don't be in a rush to the safe spot and forget to put on shoes and have to evacuate your home. And it's damaged, and now you gotta walk over expensive wood, glass, or whatever it is. So keep that in mind and make sure that you are taking that with you. There's a new warning, Hardy and Milton counties in Florida now under a tornado warning. Extension of the warning that is to be made on Park. Okay, so we've got a really strong area of rotation right here, right up towards the Cruise Homestead Ranch Airport. And you've got much to do. Go ahead and
Yeah, and just like you called your tiny storm, I called out earlier that became a confirmed tornado called out before Texas warned, so that was good. We do see another unwarned storm that's just outside of this tornado warning here in southern Florida, headed up towards I-75. This one is just east of the tornado that's there. And I also think there's a chance to run to the south and east, just south of Highway 41. Will also be warned. Both of these supercells are exhibiting location at the mid and possibly the lower levels. So I do think we'll see a couple more tornado warnings here, including eastern Collier County and into southern and southeastern into Florida.
All right, thank you so much. Meteorologist Andy Hill. We've got a tornado warning right now for Immokalee and also for Collier and Henry counties. And the rotation is going over Interstate 75 right now. But Andy just pointed out to us that there's two more areas of rotation that we really got to keep an eye on here around the Big Cypress National Reserve or Preserve. This is one of those areas near Highway 41. Another one's going to go right up towards Interstate 75 here. So we need to be getting ready for potentially, taking shelter. And a new warning is about to come out for both of those likely. So we can all watch out. Additionally, I want to go back to some of the ones we haven't talked about in a second. It's been 9 minutes since we mentioned this one. The storm, the warning for Martin and St. Lucie County on the southern side that includes Uniontown. You guys are still under a tornado warning. The rotation is still there, but it's not quite as robust as it once was. That doesn't mean we can't. That doesn't mean that the warning's over. Okay, we need to stay in your safe spot in Martin County, Florida. All right, it's been 7 minutes since we have talked about this one over here. And this is a pretty serious situation right now near the fish feeding creek wildlife refuge. We've likely got a tornado coming together or on the ground. And it's moving into more northern areas of Highland counties in Florida. So take shelter now if you're over there. And of course, we just got another new tornado warning. We've got 10 active tornado warnings right now. That most recent one includes the town of Okeechobee. A new tornado warning has been issued. And another one. We just got another one. So now Okeechobee is under a tornado warning. So how many people do we have watching right now in the town of Okeechobee? We need you guys to take shelter immediately, as this is going to be a dangerous storm for you. And then also downstream in Dixie Ranch and Eagle Island, y'all need to take shelter as well. Okay, and then that even more recent warning that we just got there is going to be for areas farther to the south. This is exactly what Andy just called out. So thank you, Andy, for the heads up. We now have a tornado warning for all of these areas in Henry and Collier counties around Interstate 75, all the way up to the Dinner Island Ranch Wildlife area. One of the areas of rotation is currently over the Bear Island campground. The other one, and probably the more significant one, is just to the west of the Calusa Ranch Airport. That's the one that's going to go up towards Interstate 75 and cross Interstate 75 near Carpenter Camp. So please take shelter if you're anywhere near those places. Another area of rotation likely producing a tornado soon in Monument Lake. Another tornado warning has been Highlands, Florida.
Highlands, that's us.
Highlands County, Florida.
Highlands.
County, Florida. Fly over there.
That's us.
And this is an extension of the warning that we just talked about. This now includes Lake Placid.
Lake Placid, that's me.
You're under another tornado warning.
Another one.
Shelter.
Tornado warning.
Include the Placid Lake Airport and Lake Genesis Airport. Go ahead, Andy.
Thanks, Brian. If I could offer some an additional affirmation of why you should be taking shelter here. That is an incredible signature on the Venus and Placid Lake storm. That's very much coming together especially in an environment that produces tropical tornadoes like this. It's going to be a relatively stable and constant environment. So when a storm passes through the same area that caused it to previously produce a significant tornado, we see a signature like this on the radar, there's absolutely no reason why it wouldn't produce a significant tornado once again. So I do imagine that this is probably just now an ongoing significant tornado in the last few minutes as it's coming together there. So I'd like to offer another source or another emphasis to take action here if you are in those areas, especially if it's confusing because you've already received a warning in those things. So I would not be surprised if there was another dangerous tornado ongoing right now. And the photos I've already seen there, it would be very wise to consider calling anyone in the area that you might know or anyone who has been skiing and has gone inland, then they should also know about this. So make sure you know their whereabouts and you can call them and take some information because that is definitely one of the most concerning signatures I've seen this year, I would say. In addition to that, I'm also concerned about this storm that's up north here, California, and Highland Park in Florida that's headed into populated areas. It has come together a little bit more in those previous few scans, and I think that as long as it consolidates just a little bit more, I don't see a reason why it wouldn't. Again, the environment is very supportive for it, kinematically, thermodynamically. That's why we're seeing this tornado outbreak ongoing more likely. I wouldn't be surprised if this does actually drop a tornado right as it goes over the County Road 80 or County Highway 80 there in Alabama. So please be taking shelter in these storms.
Thank you so much, meteorologist Amy Hill. This is one of those wildest tropical tornado systems I've ever witnessed here, and I do think that we're still at the beginning stages of it as we have more storms trying to produce tornadoes right now. This is an ongoing tornado with a fish eating Creek Wildlife Refuge once again.
That's over by my family in Gatorama.
That anybody
Gatorama.
here in Lake Placid, or especially places
We are in Lake Placid.
South and east of Lake Placid, it's extremely important that you guys take shelter right now, and that's the Glades and Highlands counties in Florida. Let's go over to the tornado watch again because we've got such a good view of that storm. I know we've got people watching from that area, just from glancing over at chat. But still, we have a lot of rotation here, and that's a tornado. Actually, let's just go ahead and say it had a tornado on the ground here near the Fort Run Marsh Conservation Area, moving up to Blue Cypress. A new tornado is going to be moving up towards the middle to Michigan. A new tornado warning for DeSoto and Hardee counties. 10 tornado warnings. All right, so this tornado, look, 11 tornado warnings. This tornado warning is it includes Wachula, okay, and Zolfo Springs. So it's getting to a point now where things are getting kind of overwhelming. We're trying to do a living tornado warning. So it's important to have that. This tornado, Wachula, Zolfo Springs, and Buchanan, Florida, states run, not run, Florida.
going to be upgraded.
Huge tornado just touched down in Venus. Just now.
Data from the
All right, thank you so much. We're all just sitting here. I do believe that we're probably going to see this road get upgraded here. And what that is, if you're in delays or the highlands lands in Florida, usually there would be a special situation where a tornado warning, and we take all of those seriously, right? But this would be a particularly dangerous situation if this tornado stays on the ground for a significant amount of time. Vero Hollow, you are going to be direct path to this thing. So if you are in the very farm airport right now, you are looking at the see the tornado is up to the mountain right now. So it's Childs, Vero Hollow, Parker Island, and the general highway 27 and 6. Here it is, here the peninsula Placid. So everybody looks Placid, Placid Lake, pretty big shelter, and everybody embrace areas in Florida. So that's one of our more serious warnings that we have right now. We're going to keep coming back to it, and I want to make sure we also talk about every new warning that comes down. We do have a new warning. A new warning that was issued for hours worth, for river most of the shores. We've got another one way down here in Morehaven and Lewiston. Okay, and this also looks like a very serious situation where we might have a tornado down right now, and it's likely to cause some damage to the road by Mantua, Lewiston, Morehaven, and then eventually up to
Another tornado.
you guys collecting as 12 tornado warnings. That's what I look at that. But I will tell you, almost the entire southern peninsula of Florida that we're tornado right now. Really unfortunate thing is that so many people, and way more people are more, have moved inland to escape Hurricane Milton. And now it's been a devastating tornado outbreak here in Florida. An update on the really ominous looking storm you can see on the camera there that's continuing a river station for North County. You guys remember tornado warning. That tornado warning is that tornado is still on the ground. It's about to cross over Highway 60 so it's going to go into the Blue Tigers conservation area. Another really impressive signature over here north of Avon Park. We've got gas tornado likely down here. If it's not already down, it's likely to be down soon. The Circle Food Ranch, Poppy, and also the Livingston is going to be moving up to Pierce. So if you're in Highland Park or Lakeshore, you know where those places are. That's the general capital one that is where those moving right now. New tornado warning for Charlotte Highlands, DeSoto County, the first active tornado warning now in Florida. This newest warning does include Graves County, it also includes DeSoto, it includes the Bright Harbor watershed, the Montgomery Ranch Airport, and the Hummingbird Landing Airport. This dangerous storm is really close to the White Silver Lake Airport right now. It's going to cross over Highway 74 just shortly. If it stops the tornado, it's going to go towards Spartan. You get there, you're there, you're going to be so what you start with now is to get out. We've got a area of location airport right now. It's getting ready to go up to 475. There's another potential tornado, another location area. It is just to go west of the Parker camp, moving up towards the reservation. So get ready for that. Previously, you guys all did tornado warning, more haven, that area of the was really, really impressive. And then, of course, we want to go back.
There's a tornado on the ground in Lake Placid, massive, heading north right now. Yeah, no liking it. I mean, that's not Lake Placid pretty big. Huh? Oh, yeah. Anytime you stay right where you're at. That's the same place you want. Lake June, woo!
obviously, a lot of people don't have underground options here. Just pointing out that would be ideal. How important it is that you simulate that as much as possible with taking the world and taking the outside world that have that option. Walking back to the show, again, with close to 60 acres, it's got a very significant storm, like these, actually a tornado, going on here in Rosewood and Eastwood Estates. And this is just we're talking about the weather that we're y'all don't have to hold but setting those goals that we have right now is for the school now, this is also looking at this sales now, how you raise that for the job site is working out. I would come back over here to the sales, I got here.
our conversation with you before is also about the recent tornado or the recent already tracking again right along the 95 years. Then the two things that track basically right along the 95 for Florida. The time that everything is decided that the big underground here is this track to the west of the University of I-95 for being there on the north and start to have a good trip. The more localized areas that we impacted here, that we might recognize as your farm trips, the Jackson Boulevard area, places like the coast area. I don't know exactly what that is, but that is something that we show up here. Also, if you know where Southwest Rossiter Boulevard is, and Southwest Bondo Boulevard, those are in incredible danger if you live near those streets there. It's a big residential area, so at this point of those on the ground, we're obviously some widespread damage here in the course that we see. So basically, assume that it is right now. We don't have to assume with our storms back here a little bit to the west coast, like the Okeechobee County, a storm Okeechobee, Florida. The storm is different from Okeechobee. It's still producing a tornado. It's now past 60 grams acres, and it's moving in the general direction of Placid, and it's stopping up to Island. It's a dangerous tornado. It's a deadly tornado. That is separate than Okeechobee County, Florida. Additionally, we have the tornado warning for those classes. Okay, we've been talking about those classes all day. We had a lot of heads up for everybody who's in those classes, and Island parts of the states is in the first spot, and that's where the local part of the storm is going right now. Next in line, so we just stuck over Highland, it's right through, and we're going to need a lot of those in road and foster previously. That's what we do. And we've got to remove the ES tornado warning. That is an extension of the Okeechobee warning. Okay, so now this includes not only Okeechobee County, all right? This includes Indian River County and Osceola County in Florida. This is an incredibly dangerous situation. I'm going to show you the correlation of it. We've got a big nasty tornado here off Highway 98, and it is now going right towards the passenger area, passenger fuel, and eventually we can make it up there for Ferry Ridge. So Ferry Ridge, Florida, the easiest place to start it down. You got to get there fast because we are moving fast. Okay, we showed a video not too long ago of what these things look like. These are fast-moving, violent tornadoes that can very quickly cause extreme damage. So you've got to run, not walk through your face like you end up in one of these tornado runs. So 12 active tornado runs right now. We have 3 separate ES tornado runs, which means that those are particularly dangerous situations. So kind of like the next level of tornado warning. We have on top of the ES tornado warning, we have 2 confirmed tornado warnings. And then on top of that, we have however many tornado warnings. The most recent one that we have yet to really talk about is an updated one for more treatment Florida. The location is a little bit to the hopefully that continues to be the case. But now the tornado is moving upwards 20 miles, and then Sarasota to Colorado. That's over there in the Lake Okeechobee. It's also going to be moving upwards the likes of Brighton Airport. So take shelter if you haven't already over there. Another warning that is here in effect right now is over here in the right hour of weather
not going to direct this, so I'm just trying to, hopefully this is good news for it. But this is the kind of situation that very quickly could turn into something that it's a really important situation. So we've got these big ones that come through and make clashes. They include pollution benefits, with life down there, the things like that they right, this same storm is now threatening the areas we've been working on. Okay, Cuba and Cuba and Punch, you guys handle some of their ways, we make shelter and we do. There's also Korea, the Bush, Subway, and Moana. And we say they want not only some of their ways. This is more like all of these that are one of them. All of these. some more, I guess, localized approaches that might be in the path of each storm. I believe that the one that's been looking for one, if they come a little close to the Indian Panic Bridge. Also, the question that we're looking at this early years, another place that might be directly impacted by one of these tornadoes. Remember, there's two big tornadoes happening in this world at the same time. That's our PBS tornado one. Now, let's go over here to our confirmed tornado one, which still exists everywhere, of course, exclusive. We've been talking about you guys all day. Let's go back. We've still got this area of rotation. We've still got this particular tornado with us. It's a confirmed tornado one. So we just assume that it's on the ground right now. And then the video is just going up there and then we utilize the cable space mental health system to radio frequency study, several call parts. All right. If this continues to show signs of rotation like this, it's going to be expanded and new warning will be expanded out.
You all right?
Make you help. So you guys get ready. Get ready. And y'all watch out. All right, let's go down on another warning up here between Winter Movement and Davenport.
You're good, Lord.
Let up a little bit. So that's good news.
You want a hurricane, Steve?
We're still significant rotation to
You're going to feel like a hurricane, dog.
Moving up to Polk City. Polk City, Avondale, everybody in Polk and Osceola County, Florida needs to be taken shelter right now. Now, let's go over to the next one. North of Moorhaven, a very significant rotation. It's showing up here on radar, and it's moving up towards Sarasota Colony, and eventually also up there towards the just to the east of the Fish Eating Creek Wildlife Refuge. Go ahead.
He needs to go outside, honey. He needs to go outside.
I believe that area is in immense danger as this over the water right now. Actually, the water stuff that will act onto land and we need to get some damage to the inside community right here.
He needs to go outside. He's trying to go outside here. I don't know if you didn't use that long enough or what. All right. There's another big thing stirred up on it. Covered all up of 15 Creek. Which is basically being yeah, and you can't technically just kind of go out, and I'm like, yeah.
Let's go back to that most recent warning that I want to show you that all of the warnings that we come out. New warnings for Collier and Monroe counties, and Big Sarah City. We've got another warning here for Broward and Collier counties in Florida. This one, not a lot of people in this one. Okay, but if you have we're going to cross Alligator Alley at some point here in the next, between now and 3 p.m. So Interstate 75 is a dangerous place to be right now, especially if you're from Alligator Alley near the Big Cypress National Preserve. Additionally, we've got this warning over here. This PBS tornado one that's still going on. Very sport run. You guys still need to be in the safest spot to possibly be. And then we've got a PBS warning for the Sarasota, Colony, and Lakeport area. So this is an update for PBS tornado warning, which once again just means that we've got a life threatening situation for us here. It's not your average tornado warning.
Are you coming out here? Yeah. Let me turn this off for a minute. Listen.
Oh, for sure.
Let me turn this off for a minute.
I'm very concerned about our building.
What am I listening to?
All in your fences.
Oh,
Your
fences?
roof.
Oh, Rick, oh.
You hear me?
I wish they'd come in here.
No, they already have it. They can eat my food on moment.
what's in the creek, doesn't look like it's coming up much.
It won't be there.
Yeah, wow, look how much it's rained.
Oh no, oh, it's been lit up a long time ago.
Oh,
I keep asking Ryan to turn up his sound. He won't.
is that who that is?
This is what.
Yeah, this Danish fishing, this is coming this way.
Yeah.
You know, toward us, whatever way
Well,
that is.
it's not really how tornadoes work, but they've already been all over Lake Placid. He kept saying, Lake Placid, get your basement. Someone said, you don't have basement.
This is what?
Get your basement. Get underground. And someone
Oh,
said,
good grief.
someone said right now, someone said, Ryan, you don't have basements down here. Our basement was drowned until we had one.
That's a lot of rain. And it ain't even there yet. Just so stop.
This is the crazy part.
Yeah. Where we are now?
Yeah. And he kept going like this, he kept trying to figure out a way to get out. And I'm like, he has to do it.
Yeah.
He has to do it.
God, I hope Martin is okay.
But they saw a debris field going over unit. Making the industry.
But sure, it might not have even gone over there.
Right, but he was in unit,
But you bet you didn't let it.
unit project, yeah.
Yeah.
It should have been a secret water treatment.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, no,
EDF means
you said CBS?
potential destruction field. They said they've never, all of these weather, he's got so many subscribers that a lot of weathermen, forecast, meteorologists come on there on this show. And they're all saying they've never seen a tornado like this.
So they, I was watching some of those reels. And it's done some tornadoes. God. I mean, they're horrible. They're these big, ugly, black, green things. They're horrible.
No, they're saying that, that's what Ryan was saying this morning earlier. He said that these aren't your little tornadoes, these are big ass tornadoes.
Oh,
that are
yeah.
in our place.
And I don't think he's green.
He's not. He's not.
Is he innocent?
Either he's not home, I think he's out and ran out with his buddy.
Yeah, I think so too. They're sitting in a bar somewhere.
Yeah. Hopefully all three of them, but I doubt that the rest of us are.
That's
He's
what
very independent.
her? Yeah. I know, but you would have thought she'd moved to a car by now. Uh-oh.
What?
Well, when the rain makes up, you gotta watch the thunder. Well, I'm glad he made that thing go downhill, or it'd all be in here already.
You don't realize it, but this whole porch is down.
Yeah.
Northern Polk County, you can hear it. So apparently
After
your
that,
ears got better.
concentrate, but
Your
yeah.
ears got better.
You can see the local part of the squad and the report
Polk is over on the east side, isn't it?
What? No, when you go to Polk County, that's where you go to the doctor. One to one Sampson.
Like Lakeland going that way?
Oh, that is like,
Oh,
the Fort St. Lucie is right here by us too.
I want so bad to contact Magnus and say, okay, I think you understand it. Not like, I mean, there's nothing we can do.
Right. As far as I know, she still follows me, but she knows we're going to do her. Ryan does that. He stops. I don't know what Fort Drum is.
Fort who?
Fort Drum.
Isn't that place over by Arcadia?
It must
That
be
Fort Dunn? It's a
Drum,
D-U-N-N.
D-R-U-M.
So y'all get ready for that. I'm real concerned about our both summer gardens. Local parks here. Hopefully everybody's listening and getting into their safe spots over there. Additionally, we continue to be concerned about the northern storms as well. As we was talking about, this is something that we really have to start considering now in Polk City. We've got a tornado on the ground here soon, moving towards Polk City, and we've got a landing seaplane base and all of these little areas around it, like the Atlanta airport, East Road, San Manuel, and Redding. You guys know where those things are. In the past, it's been extremely dangerous drainage.
Hi Ryan, the latest number for ground storm. That tornado should be about done here. Fort Drum is an incredible sparing of the center of Fort Drum there. The goodness of that tornado for stopping us.
I don't know where Fort Drum is at.
However, you look closely, you'll see that move up to the north and east of this storm, given this track. This is another type of handoff to the north and east, which means it's a new area of focus for occasion, from the upper level part of the storm.
I felt my ears pop twice. That's what scared me twice, yeah.
Huh.
I think that would
Yeah.
be good.
So that's like seeing the green sky when you feel your ears pop.
Oh, 441, that's up by Ocala.
Oh no, 440 road. Because even just not talking about Utah Junction or 441, Utah Junction goes through 441.
Yeah, if this gets really, really still, that's what they hear.
And deep feet.
And what?
Deep feet. And you notice everything, the rain flowed down as soon as you said. Shut up, Daniel Bree.
You keep on talking, baby. Yeah, you knew we had to feed it. I mean, food it. You went out there and drank.
Yeah, because he kept kind of walking this way. And I'm like, you're not going out.
Oh, there's no bird.
I see the frogs.
No, there's a
Yeah, I
bird.
do see the bird.
Yeah. So it must not be too bad.
For him. He told me she was saying earlier.
Oh, there's another one. You had to roast but this one. Go on. You should have put him earlier, little fella.
Yeah, because well, now they're getting all the shit they washed out. The open thing when they mine for gold, they get the food. All the small stuff they just washed out. Now all they're having is down there.
Well, I'm glad his little thing is getting all washed out. 'Cause that thing was stinky.
Rain's picking up.
Yeah. He's a little thirsty. Does your thing pick them up?
No, I don't have it on.
Oh,
I can't run it in my phone at the same time.
but this is picking it up.
Yeah, probably. Should be. Maybe because I got a cake kind of high. Against the tree. That's what my computer's been doing for a while. Is it freeze?
Oh, well, mine too.
Yeah, that's
When I
what
go into Facebook, it just freezes and I stay out of
And
Facebook.
mine just freezes because I'm doing live streams. And
Oh.
these live streams, it just freezes.
Two little birds.
They've clearly dialed us down on our usage numbers. That never happened to me.
$15 a day.
Throttled us,
Huh?
throttled our numbers.
Oh,
Our usage. $7.99 now.
We're definitely getting some wind right there. Oh, all their little corns back here.
Yeah, a lot of them watch back, but most of them watch up front. They'll watch them like it's going to the lake.
Yeah. No, I had one of those things for lunch a while ago. It started aching my stomach. I went and got rid of it before it started to me. Did that know? Oh, you thought of that.
They've been tearing up big cypress all morning.
Tearing up too?
Big cypress. That's what it's big cypress.
Oh.
The Indian reservation.
Oh, okay.
Several other tornadoes also after still unavailable. The last one is what we over Highway 37, which is east of Pearson. And they know that Oak Chevy. That's still not the one that Chevy that we got you guys everything in an hour ago. We've had a lot of Milwaukee right now, and doing good reasons. We were about to spend very close to and there are multiple areas that they originally just keep an eye on. Right now, the most concerning ones that we just got, those just we can talk about those just called those, make sure everybody over there is in their safe side.
And go back.
Vero Beach. Go ahead and the most concerning down here is the area that's on the east side of the here. Right east of Highway 98. Then the terminal right out there, you can see so it's a little bit it's a heck of a big station out here leading into the west side. So things and everything from it was not going to be Canada. Every single time comes to us the north level of and about to never see off the ground very, very quickly. And there's the rapid location a lot because of our downhill radars. You can see that together as well. So I think individually you hear about how the tornado maybe in the next 2 minutes here. And that is going to come very close to Indian Town in Florida in the southwestern county crossroads with County Highway 76 and 7. So those are the areas of concern that is not a confirmed zone again. I think it's a tornado that is not to get started. Literally right now, it's probably some long topic. Every time points to it moving at a very rapid organization. So we probably do have to have that. You are from the world of the life. Hey Ryan, sorry to have you here on post over we had a tornado pretty close to them. I don't think we actually saw the tornado first actually falling out of the air, so there's clearly something going on. Well, so there's other active at the Washington maybe I don't know what to do with those businesses as well. Everything coming out of also Highland Club, Ross Quarters, Huntersville, all these places over here. So please, especially if you haven't already, this is mostly happening to the west and look at heights that cross the tracking the hurricane landfall. So, this is going to happen this year. We're actually tracking that for you right in a moment. But we're also covering a tornado outbreak, particularly with even more intense here. With the first storm that's going to be coming out here at the end of the we're going to have very, very dangerous food. We still have a PBS tornado running out here for small Johnson, but the miracle had happened here, and it just literally has dissipated right before it got into town. The location is still with us. It might, impact some original locations and local conservation, but I think that the threat with this has died down significantly.
We're not gonna have to serve.
That's where you all got things.
Well, we are getting, that's what they're not going to get there.
We are not done with this one over here north of Fort St. Lucie, though. This is coming up with Lakewood Park. We've got a potential tornado here, and that's coming soon. Actually, we should go ahead and say that that is a tornado. That's the next place to take shelter. Lakewood Park, and that's the area for the remember, there's not Vero Beach, there's actual locations that we have closer to U-Haul Junction. But both of these guys are the ones that have produced tornadoes that will actually produce new tornadoes here. But yeah, Lakewood Park, Vero Beach, we've got to get you guys into those spots. White City, you got as well. Fort St. Lucie, there's another location coming up right towards you. So shelter immediately. 10 tornado warnings right now. And our most impressive one is the one that's coming up towards Indian Town. It has the ability to be able to
Indiantown, Florida has a population of about 6,000 people. It's a small but growing community with a rich history and close-knit atmosphere.
Go ahead, Ryan.
Hey Ryan, just a quick update from the National Hurricane Center. The tropical storm force winds are starting to arise along the west shore of the.
All right, thank you, Riley. This is it's going to be hard to do, but we're going to try our best. We've been live here for 3 hours now, covering a tornado outbreak that is nowhere near finished. But we also have to cover the landfall of a historic hurricane as well as the tropical storm force wind is starting to move offshore. We're going to try our best to figure out how we're going to do that. Thank you for giving us the opportunity with us. And seriously, we're going to be here until 3, 4, 5 a.m. I don't even know. So, yeah, go ahead, Andy.
Thanks, Brian. I agree. I think the absolute best to help you out in this situation. The next thing I want to tell you about are the row of supercells producing probably intense water spouts over the center and western side of Lake Okeechobee right now. These will emerge on the northwest side of the shore here, so close to South Cambridge, and again into the Brighton area, which is not currently in a tornado warning. None of these have tornado warnings because there's a special marine warning out for the lake, and it's large enough to receive that type of warning of the water spouts. But once they make landfall here, once they come on shore, they will instantly be tornadoes as the water spout is just a tornado over water. So these are probably all pretty intense possibly still going to intense winter like that. The northwestern shores, and possibly some northern shores like Oak Cherry are in diminished danger when speed storms get to land. So I would say y'all watch out ahead of time. There will be more tornadoes introducing themselves absolutely. It will be in a favorable environment that will be able to produce tornadoes. And Head Ridge and Base here last year, you guys are due for another round, unfortunately, from these storms that are headed up from your south over the next 20 to 30 months.
Thank you so much for your orders. And we will update, bring our attention to all this activity over the facility. You guys are in for more potential tornado damage in this area. And unfortunately, we're going to have more tornado warnings throughout the day. I don't know when this is going to end. We've got more cells popping up down here. All of this is eventually going to come up and through this part of Florida as well. There is some dry air and some lack of convection happening over here in southwestern Florida. So maybe there will be a break. But right now, at this very moment, we are experiencing an ongoing tornado outbreak. We really need to make sure that we are letting everybody know the dangers of these specific storms, especially ones like the one that we have near Indian Town right now. Go ahead, Andy.
Yeah, right. My other one of immense concern right now came together very quickly in the latest scan. It is within our confirmed tornado warning on the eastern Florida coast here, west of Viking, Florida, and St. Lucie, and South Beach. So that middle one that's going to basically head right up I-95, possibly producing a tornado that we don't see the debris damage yet. And then a very tight rotation. I expect a signature like this to be able to produce a tornado and not just a weak one. So really, really concerned about all the neighborhoods, communities here just east of I-95, possibly drivers along I-95 heading to southeastern Indian River County on the border between St. Lucie and Indian River County with this storm. I do think that this is a very dangerous tornado with the chance to impact a significant number of populations. So really hoping it doesn't produce that falls apart here, but that has come together very quickly in the latest scan within the last 3 months.
Thank you, Andy. We're going to get back with Brad right in a second. I just want to make sure that we're quickly talking about everything, because there's a lot going on right now. There's people still going in. We have a tornado likely down or about to be down here near Lakewood Park, moving up towards West Vero Corridor and Vero Beach. This is an extremely dangerous situation. It's going to cross Also Road very soon. Okay, this is a tornado. If you were at the Fly-In Ranches Airport, you'd be able to see it. You'd probably be too close. Get the shelter now in Vero Lake Estates, Wasabel, West Vero Corridor, and Vero Beach. Also, for St. Lucie, White City, there's more areas of rotation moving up towards you. You guys take shelter as well. Indian Town, and areas just to the south and east of Indian Town, especially, there's a massive tornado trying to come together here. So please take shelter now.
A new tornado warning. That's going to be
Hey Ryan, I know we have a lot of people watching from Fort Myers and Naples area. Our storm surge is starting there, and we're already experiencing minor levels.
Thank you, Riley. The storm, by the way, it feels like we're just talking about a tornado outbreak here, but we've got a huge hurricane coming in as well. We're about to have a devastating and potentially catastrophic hurricane making landfall, causing damage around Sarasota.
The tornado watch currently is set to expire late this evening into the early nighttime hours, so we will be able to transition to full tropical coverage as well. If we have less tornadoes to deal with, I'll be here all day, all night, relaying those. And speaking of the two new degree signatures, two new tornadoes going on right now, the one north and east of Yeehaw Junction now does have a new degree signature with it. actually two different tornadoes ongoing at the same time there. With the previous one to the south and west that has a really light velocity up there, but actually has torn up a few trees. You can see that one there right on Highway 441, and the one to its north and east is also producing a tornado at the same time, two different limbs of the same storm essentially. And then, of course, unfortunately, the storm that is right on I-95 west of Viking, South Beach, Oslo, and headed into the western Vero Beach areas is now producing a debris signature that I can see as of the latest scan. So we do have three tornadoes ongoing right there in that area of Indian River County, from the north and west side of it to the south and east side.
Thank you, Andy. Big time tornado on the ground here near Lake Wick Park. Once again, it's right in between Highway 611 and I-95, moving up towards the Vero corridor. Once again, if you guys know where the Flying Ranches Airport is, or the Indian River Aerodrome, you know where those are. That's about where you need to be to visually see the tornado. If it is visible, not rainbow. And then it's moving north. It's going to go over also River First and the West Vero corridor. You even got to be concerned about this all the way around in there. Vero Lake Estates and Sebastian take the shelter down. Go ahead, Andy.
Thanks, Ryan. Sorry for interrupting you one more time, but our Indiantown, Florida storm here in southwestern Martin County is producing probably a significant tornado as debris is now at the 7,000 feet from the Melbourne radar. So I hope that I was able to give an advance warning for you guys there. It does look like it's going to go just east of Indiantown and hopefully head into some unpopulated areas for a while. But everyone in that warning, I expect that to be upgraded to a confirmed warning, possibly a potentially dangerous situation warning. All tags that the National Weather Service can use to let you know that there's an increased amount of danger, in particular from this storm.
Thank you very much. Just feel we've got once again one of the better signatures I've ever seen for a tornado, let alone a tropical tornado. We're going just to the east of town here in Indiantown. It's crossing over Highway 710. Highway 276 is, or 726 is next. Let's hope that that stays to the east of Indiantown. There's 6,000 people in that town, which means that there's probably some, homes and businesses along these highways to the east of Indiantown as well. So we need everybody along Highway 76 and 726 east of Indiantown to be running and not walking to shelter if you haven't gotten there already, because this is going to be a fast moving tornado, more than likely. A new tornado has been issued.
Good.
New tornado warning for Osceola and Brevard counties in Florida. And we've got PBS tornado warning for Broward County and Collier counties in Florida. And anytime we mention a PBS tornado warning, there's lots of new people in there. You might have never heard of that before. It's a next level up from a tornado warning. We know there's a tornado on the ground, and we know that it's a damaging one. It's a big one. So if you find yourself in one of those warnings today, you've got to do everything you can to protect your life and property, and especially just yourself. Remember, take a helmet into your safe spot with you. A lot of people, don't think about that. Make sure you're wearing closed-toed shoes, not flip-flops or Crocs or something like that. You might have to evacuate your home in a situation where there's splintered wood, glass, or whatever on the ground. You want to, especially if we're calling out your town, 30 minutes before the storm gets there. If you're at the end of one of these polygons, if you are, if we're talking about that maybe there's a storm near you that might come close soon, go ahead and take care of those things now. Put on your shoes, get your go bag ready. That way you're not scared, but rather prepared in the worst case scenario where you have to actually take action. Go ahead, Riley.
Hey Ryan, on one of our cameras just west of Placid or whatever, or Lucy. Sorry, there's a lot going on. We just had it looks like a tornado crossed over a road. There's a bunch of first responders in the area, so I think it's probably going to be safe to say that interstate is going to close. That is on 95.
All right, thank you, Riley. It's likely, looking at what just happened here west of Lakewood Park, remember, tornado ongoing here. It's now on its way to West Vero, Florida. Yes, Vero, Florida. This is going to be an extremely dangerous situation for like people on the western side of Vero Beach, Vero Lake Estates. You guys are next. Additionally, we have more areas of rotation approaching Port St. Lucie right now. The greater Port St. Lucie area is currently under 4 or 5 tornado warnings at the same time. And there's just a bunch of different areas of rotation kind of around the Port St. Lucie area. We've had the damage reported for many of them. One of them we know for sure is on the ground near Interstate 95 near Lakewood.
Never heard of some of
There's
these
another
tornadoes.
really concerning spinning zone that is south of Interstate 95, closer to Tropical Park. And this is the one that we've been talking about down there closer to Indiantown that also might impact places near Port St. Lucie here soon. Port St. Lucie is one of the more dangerous places you could possibly be right now. We need everybody to take shelter. Go ahead, Andy.
Yeah, Brian. Two things of concern here. The Indiantown storm has been warned, and you can see the new warning that is confirmed tornado warning is going north, and it's going to pass extremely close to where that previous tornado went through that bend of I-95 there west of Palm City and Stewart. I do think that we might have emergency response there, responding to the previous tornado since we had a flipped truck there on the interstate. And this tornado is going to get very close to them. I know a lot of Ian watch us, so if there is a way you can communicate that to the people who are responding on that curve of I-95 with previous tornadoes damage there west of Stewart and Palm City, and if you want, Ryan, we can get exact exits as well to help out with the location there. They do need to get out of the way of that potentially dangerous tornado because it is doing significant damage. Again, we can see the debris up to 6,500, 7,000 feet above the surface on the radar here, so we know there is a strong tornado headed toward that same area where emergency response might be ongoing, so we need to make sure they are safe as well.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Andy. Go ahead, Ryan.
Hey Ryan, yeah, talking about that emergency response, that's actually our camera number 3 right now. We can see there's a lot of traffic piling up on that highway. This is going to become very concerning as this next tornado gets closer and closer to them because they're basically just sitting ducks on the highway. It was really important that we get the message out to people in the area that you're going to have to find some way off the highway as this tornado comes closer.
Thank you, Riley. Guys, there's 300,000 people watching right now. Message somebody you know that lives out here. Let's do everything we can to get the load out. There are people probably in the path of this next tornado that were just hit by it or are impacted in some way by the tornado that just went through here that don't know another one's coming. Help us spread the word. Call a family member, a loved one, a friend, a co-worker, somebody you know that could be out in this area. Just tell them to call the next person, and we will get that information where it needs to go. Once again, if you're just now tuned in, a tornado warning is in effect for currently there's 13 different tornado warnings right now in Florida, and we have a really concerning one barreling down Interstate 95 in a spot that was just hit by a tornado not too long ago. We've got traffic backed up, we've got emergency services out here responding, and it's just one of the more dangerous situations you could possibly think of. It's happening right now. Additionally, all of these other tornado warnings, they're all happening out here in the central part of the peninsula of Florida. Now more so on the eastern side of Florida. We just had over 1 million people evacuate from southwestern Florida into this area to try to escape the hurricane. And now we're talking about a potentially, a very memorable tornado outbreak impacting all of these places. So that's why we're honing in so much on the tornado aspect of the storm. We've got a huge water spout going on right now over Lake Okeechobee that is barreling down towards Okeechobee. We've got another big tornado up here to the northeast of Whittier, moving up towards Bull Creek Swamp. And that is something else that we're watching. And we've got another update from meteorologist Andy Hill. Go ahead.
Thanks, Ryan. Speaking of that, Kenansville tornado there along Highway 441 that you're looking at now. Again, another cycle another mesocyclone handoff to the north and east with that new hook sticking out. It's going to give us another tornado for sure because of how dynamically put together it is already. So at Deer Park, expect a confirmed warning, perhaps even an upgraded one. The more important message here is that the previous tornado that you can see there to the south and west of that new area of rotation is still together and it's occluded. So it's following the lowest level of winds, which is pushing it west, close to Kenansville. So even though they may be in an obtuse warning here, the rest of the storm is moving north. This tornado is moving much more westerly and will maybe impact parts of the highway in Kenansville in Florida here before it runs out of steam. So this is what happens to tornadoes. They can detach from the storm and then be guided by the lowest level of winds, which moves them in a different direction. So we need to make sure that everyone in this warning is taking shelter, especially in Kenansville, as a result of this. This is a very identifiable pattern, and I do think there's a possibility that this town could be impacted while the rest of the storm moves on to the north.
Thank you, Andy. We've got a handoff happening. A new tornadoes coming together up here to Kenansville. You are not out of the woods. This one right here, the original tornado, could be coming right up towards you. Please take shelter. That also includes little towns like Whittier and places like that. So some more places that we need to be watching out in as this continues to be another big tornado that we're keeping an eye on. Include the Herky, Huffman, Old Creek Wildlife Management Area, and pretty much every little place that you can think of along Highway 441 in that zone. That includes Little Scrub Park, that includes the Forever Florida Airport, and maybe all the way down there towards Blue Creek. This is going to be an extremely dangerous storm. We have two tornadoes essentially. One of them's going to go up toward Kingsville. The other one's, who knows where it's going to go, but it's going to go somewhere up here in the Bull Creek area. And that most recent scan that is one of the more impressive looking precursors to power on.
The Bluetooth device is connected successfully.
So it's going to cause a lot of problems, unfortunately. My goodness. So remember, Kenansville, we got this one coming up in towards you in Gap Creek Swamp. A much bigger one is now forming over here near 10 Mile Road in Florida, moving up towards Bull Creek. And unfortunately, that's not the only tornado that we have to worry about right now. I'm telling y'all that we got a big water spout right now happening right in the middle of Lake Okeechobee. We're going to have to be worried about that one as it comes up towards the town of Okeechobee. This right here is going north. This right here. Okay? So Okeechobee, y'all watch out. You're one of those people I was just talking about. If you're watching this, you have the advantage of having an early heads up. Okay, get the shoes on, get the go bag ready, get your safe spot ready, get yourself prepared, charge phone, battery bank, whatever it is. Get ready. Hopefully nothing happens, but in a worst case scenario, you're going to wish that you had gotten ready if you don't. The same thing goes for our folks up here in Port St. Lucie. We've got that really strong storm that we've been watching that just went to the east of Indiantown. It's still moving up to the north, getting ready to cross Milton Highway and go right up into Port St. Lucie. It's going to cross that Southwest Becker Road first, going to cross Interstate 95, right where we just recently had a tornado. And we've got emergency services out there. There's traffic backed up. It's an extremely dangerous situation. Ryder, go ahead.
Hey Ryan, taking our attention back to the hurricane quick, the stronger of the outer tropical storm force wind bands are almost there, and we are starting to see the storm surge go up in Tampa Bay. It sounds like as of just a little bit ago, there's still people on those beaches. I saw chat earlier describing that as trying to win a Darwin Award, and if you are on the beach, that's basically what you're doing. You're not going to survive a wall of water, so get away now.
Thank you so much, Riley. Yeah, this is, if we've learned anything today, this is not the storm to play around with. This is, if the tornadoes are any sort of, indication as to how powerful the overall storm is, like this is definitely something that we want to take extremely seriously for all the residents that are involved here in Florida. And my goodness, just this big area of rotation right here is going to be a giant tornado coming right up towards Little Scrub campgrounds within the next little bit. We do have storm chasers out there. Nick is in Keensville. Bryce Shelton's near Bartow, Florida. And we also have a lot of different ways of keeping an eye on the storm surge as it comes in. And once again, we are going to try to do both at the same time. We're going to cover this tornado outbreak as it continues to be a big problem. And we're also going to do the tropical coverage here. I'm going to go through all of our tornado warnings, and then we're going to try to, hopefully, if there's no major developments while I do this, we're going to try to also update you on the latest radar presentation and satellite presentation from the hurricane. All right, so if you are in Osceola or Brevard counties in Florida, you're under a confirmed tornado warning. Take shelter now. This is definitely, a big tornado happening right now, probably the biggest tornado of the day. Thankfully, at this very moment, it's not near much of anything, but it is about to go over 10 Mile Road. It's going to go up towards Little Scrub Park, Little Creek Swamp, and then the Little Creek Wildlife area. It might make it as far north as the Game Bird Groves Air Park and Deer Park. So Little Creek and Deer Park in Florida, they all need to be in your safe spots. This is, this looks like it could be a monster of a tornado here in Osceola and Brevard counties, Florida. We've seen a lot of bad tornadoes today. This could be the worst one. Additionally, we've got several areas of rotation that we're watching over here in eastern Florida, closer to Vero Beach. All right, Vero Beach, you're under a tornado warning. Take shelter. We've got another area of rotation near Lakewood Park, moving up towards Oslo. You guys need to take shelter. We've got a very concerning area of rotation down here with our confirmed tornado warning for St. Lucie and Martin counties in Florida. That is now officially back over the interstate. So if there's a tornado associated with this, we believe there may be, it's going over the interstate right now, Interstate 95, near Islesworth. Go ahead, Andy.
Yes, Ryan, I do think there is a tornado there. A news cycle of that tornado is ongoing since the debris signature from it previously did vanish for a couple of frames, but I do think that there is a consistent drop in the correlation coefficient there. My primary concerns right now are there's four storms, of course, are one that is producing a new tornado, that very noticeable forward blankets, very smooth presentation on radar right next to the Melbourne radar, headed up towards Deer Park. Again, I want to reiterate, every cycle of this storm has produced a tornado that then detaches from the storm and moves west, and that every time it moves west, it will go towards areas closer to Highway 441, all the way up till it gets to Deer Park and Hoboken. So please be warned of that within that warning itself. In addition, one of the most concerning things that I'm looking at right now is actually right on Vero Beach and Gifford. The latest scan of velocity there shows me that there is an acceleration of the inflow into the area of concern that could begin to rotate and produce a tornado over Gifford, Indian River shores, and Wabasso here, and Orchid, and eventually Sebastian. So all of y'all, this storm is very concerning to me. It is entirely wrapped in rain. Just wanted to say that if you're going to try to go and see it, you're not going to see anything, and you will be in a very dangerous situation. So this storm has previously produced a tornado. I can still see some of the debris fall out from that tornado that's falling west of I-95. But this new area of concern is right along Highway 1 that goes right parallel to the shore here. So very concerned about all of those. In addition, we finally got the tornado warning for Okeechobee, the town proper, the city proper here. That rotation is coming on shore. And if you haven't seen what's happening so far today, the storm could very much well do the same for parts of the town, especially since just northwest of it was impacted by a significant tornado earlier. And the tracks, if you're looking at the storm and you know how the tracks were moving previously, now they're moving more northerly compared to northwesterly here in these some of these more. because the hurricane itself has moved more to the north. So everything following around the hurricane, the spiral rain bands, are now moving counterclockwise with it. So instead of northwest to the north and east of the hurricane center, now they're east of the hurricane center and moving northerly. So we have to follow the tracks of the storms and let you know what towns are in the path of this new track as it evolves. And that's very important that you pay attention to that when we relay these warnings.
All right. Thank you so much, Andy. The massive tornado that is associated with the storm in Osceola and Brevard counties is moving directly towards the Little Scrub campground, and this is a big tornado still, causing significant debris to be noted here on radar. If you're new, if you don't know what we're looking at here, it's correlation coefficient. It scans the sky, okay, and it looks and sees like what's the size and shape of everything look like. Is it mostly similar? Is it a bunch of raindrops? Okay, we'll paint most of that the same color. At the reflectivity, velocity doesn't show much yet, but if it organizes even just a little bit more, areas just west of Andytown could be under a tornado warning here, and we're going to watch that storm as well as all of these other ones that are popping up over here in southeastern Florida. So currently we've got 9 or 10 tornado warnings. Our confirmed tornado warnings include the tornado warning for Osceola and Brevard County. We've been talking our faces off about this, but there's also the Port St. Lucie and Martin County Florida storm that is a confirmed tornado warning. So for the 18th time today, I need to remind everybody in Port St. Lucie to take shelter if you haven't already. I hope everybody in that town is in their safe spot and they haven't come out in a while, because you guys have been under a lot of tornado warnings. Go ahead, Riley.
Hey Ryan, back to the hurricane real quick. All 25 Waffle Houses in Tampa are closed.
All right, thank you, Riley. Waffle Houses do not close for any storm, y'all. This is wild. So yeah, Tampa. I know we got a lot of people watching in Tampa, Sarasota, or hopefully we don't have many people watching in Tampa or Sarasota. We've got people watching that are from there that have evacuated, and especially right along the coast. And we're about to have to deal with that whole thing. The storm surge is going to come in fast. It's going to come in ferociously. We're going to track it with our Storm Pro search cameras and our storm chasers, and hopefully we'll have a brief moment here where we don't have as many tornadoes to worry about while we do that. But it's not looking like it's going to happen anytime soon. Really concerned about this area of rotation to the south and east of Vero Beach. All right. And moving up towards Orchid Island, and also another tornado is trying to come together south of Ribasso, moving up towards Windsor. Y'all take shelter around Vero Beach. Still a big area of rotation coming together near Okeechobee. Okeechobee, you need to be in your safe spot, and Dixie Ranch Acres as well. And then our big time impressive storm with the debris ball and the crazy effect, the correlation coefficient, everything that you can possibly look for in a tornadic storm. It's still going on, and it's still heading right towards Bull Creek. Let's hope that it weakens before it gets there. But as of right now, we still need to be sheltered in Bull Creek.
Hey Ryan, it's Brad. When you have a second, should be less.
I'm so sorry, Brad. It's been crazy. Go ahead, Brad.
Hey Ryan, hey, I just wanted to let you know. So I had to drive all the way down to Naples, Florida, to be able to get gas, which is crazy that you have to drive all that far. But we were able to get gas. So I'm watching that tornado threat, but I don't know if you're noticing this, and I'm sure that you are, but it really looks like the storm is moving a lot quicker and coming in a lot faster than we were initially anticipating. And moving at 16 miles an hour, 65 miles away from shore, you do that on that, it's not going to be midnight or so before landfall. It's pretty much earlier than that. So, I'm headed to move the border right now. That's where I think this huge surge is going to happen. So that's where we're going to ride out. That's where we're going to Hurricane Ian, which was obviously, a catastrophic event in this area as well. So, just want to let you know, headed to Punta Gorda, and I will be there in about 5 minutes.
All right, thank you, Brad. Riley, go ahead.
Hey Ryan, so there were a few people in our chat commenting on how Bryce was driving through floodwaters. Yes, don't drive through floodwaters, especially if you don't have a vehicle that's meant for it. But Bryce actually, he storm chases a lot. That's what he does, and his truck has a snorkel on it, and he's got a lot of experience with that. He's been a first responder for a very, very long time, so he's actually been trained in scenarios like that. So don't replicate what you're seeing there. He knows what he's doing, but as we see more rain from this, obviously we're under that high risk of extreme rainfall from the Weather Prediction Center. Don't be driving through those floodwaters. It's never worth it. And the worst case scenario is that your car gets hydrolocked in the middle of water, and then you have to be rescued by someone, because that's putting your life at risk and the lives of the first responders at risk.
Yeah, thank you. And speaking of flooding, we've gotten a bunch of flash flood warnings out now that include Tampa all the way down to.
I do not like all this calm.
And we're going to see a lot of that today. I think that some places, maybe including Orlando, the main thing that we have to worry about with this storm for you guys is going to be the flooding. Okay. Unfortunately, we are about to see some tornadic storms come into the area. But man, the rain with this thing is going to be crazy. We're going to have life-threatening flash flooding from Tampa all the way over to Palm Bay, Orlando. So y'all get ready for that. And of course, we got another tornado warning here. This one's for Indian River and Brevard counties in Florida. Let's go fly over to it. This one it still includes Vero Beach. And this is the areas of interest that we were just talking about. We're so concerned about our folks over here in Indian River Shores and Vero Beach and Orchid Island. We have a tornado maybe on the ground here soon near Vero Beach, right near the Indian River Aquatic Reserve, moving up towards Orchid Island. Please take shelter if you're anywhere in Indian River or Brevard counties in Florida. Let's also go back and take a look at our confirmed warnings. The rotation with the big, impressive tornado that is going towards Bull Creek has let up a little bit. So we can hope that it continues to do that. If it doesn't, though, hopefully we've gotten everybody in Bull Creek into their safe spots. I don't know how many people are there. Hey, how many people live in Bull Creek, Florida?
Ryan, Bull Creek, Florida is a small rural area, not a major population center. The entire community probably numbers in the hundreds, if that.
Okay, thank you. Go ahead, Andy.
Ryan, I just wanted to talk a little bit more about that cell as it heads off to the north and west, since it's now impinging on northeastern Osceola County and getting into parts of Orange County in Florida. I just want to say that the Kissimmee and Orlando area sits right on what is essentially a warm front here that is serving as a limit for instability, where enough instability exists for these storms to be able to produce severe weather and tornadoes like this. I think that this
A
storm
new
here,
tornado warning has been issued.
Hey, Ryan, when you got a second.
here we'll have the chance to do one or two more tornadoes here that may be slightly weaker. However, I do think that most storms are going to struggle to produce tornadoes as they approach the Orlando metro. And that doesn't look to change much with time as we go through the evening. That really looks like it's going to be a stable boundary that doesn't shift much. So I think that, or a stationary boundary, I should say. So I think that, and I hope that for the most part, the everyone in the Orlando metro should not see too much of a tornado threat, a significant one at that. There will still be tornado warnings for the area more than likely as we go through the afternoon and evening. But if there aren't any, or there are very few, and they don't produce tornadoes at all, that's the reason why. And I'm hoping the best for you guys that that stays and holds true.
Thank you, Andy. Go ahead, Riley.
Hey Ryan, if you want to take a look at cameras 4 and camera 6, we can see the surge starting to come up on camera 4, and then on camera 6, we can see someone who's deciding to look for shells right now. I don't know how many times we need to say this, but get off the beaches. The surge is coming and it's coming fast.
Yeah, thank you, Riley. The storm surge is going to come in very, very fast, especially since now we understand how fast the storm is moving. The water's going to come in very quickly. We're probably going to see this, completely washed away. This camera is going to be feet under potentially. The same thing with this one, that shed over there. We're going to see it potentially get washed away. But just imagine if you're walking along that beach, how far inland do you got to get away from the water to avoid that? Like if the water's 10 feet high, it can go several miles inland. You got to start walking, hours ago to get where you need to go. So, just in case anybody is watching this that happened to stay behind and you're in a place that is expecting storm surge, if you are alive today, whoever ends up getting the worst of this storm, if you're alive today, I promise you've never seen anything like it in this area. There's not been a storm that's made landfall in this area with this level of storm surge during anybody's lifetime that is alive today. Okay, so just take it a little bit more seriously. Better be safe than sorry. Go ahead, Riley.
Hey Ryan, and just another note about storm surge for everyone who's watching. We're probably going to see more intense surge than what we would have thought yesterday, just because the system's moving faster. The faster the hurricane moves, the more water gets pulled along with it. So we might be just a little bit over that 15-foot mark at the peak. Either way, it's going to be really, really significant. So we've been talking about how bad it's going to be. But just know that it's going to be even worse than what we thought it was going to be a couple of days ago.
All right, thank you, Riley. So things are happening fast here. We are still covering the tornadoes, but we have to start focusing a little bit on the tornado aspect as well. I'm going to try to update that time there if I can, just to make sure that it's a little bit more accurate to what we think's going on here.
A new tornado warning has been issued.
Well, that was a little bit too much. We might have to have Kinsey or somebody do this. It's at the bottom of the overlay. It's at the bottom. I'm clicking it right now. It lets me do it. If it's not letting you do it, you might need to refresh the page or clear the cache. Talk to Riley or Andy about what time it needs to be. All right, so that landfall time countdown is not correct right now. We're getting that fixed. got a new tornado warning for Osceola and Orange counties in Florida. Let's go look at it. Does anybody else have access to the overlay? Did not let Kinsey do it. What is it? Okay. All right, so we just got that new tornado warning for Harmony and oh my gosh, Econowacahatchee Rivers Swamp. If you know what, if you know this area near New Eden, you know what I'm talking about. I know I didn't say that right, but that's where the new tornado warning is. This is that big storm that we were gawking at earlier that was gone through Bull Creek. It's going to continue to go up to the east of Harmony and then up towards Taylor Creek and in these areas. Please take shelter. This is getting close to Orlando. All of these storms are kind of, the rotation's letting up just a little bit, but they are still on their way. Let's talk to Brad. Go ahead, Brad.
Hey, I just want to let you know we are in Punta Gorda right now. You can see Pearl Harbor right here. This is where we actually saw Hurricane Ian come in. The water is up, but it's not surging yet, obviously. One thing that I did notice that I'm pretty concerned with, there is still a ton of debris that it looks like people have cleaned out their house. There's some dressers, mattresses, headboards, a lot of furniture that is out on the streets. I know they were going to try to clean up a little bit of it, but they have not gotten all of it, not even close. Those are going to turn into projectiles, Ryan, that are going to cause a lot of damage as well. That was my biggest concern coming down here. It looks like that has come to fruition. There is no getting rid of it now. We are in it now. So just want to let you know there's a ton of debris that is already here from Hurricane Helene. So we're going to have to watch that as well.
All right, so that's Storm Chaser Brad Arnold, who is going to be taking us through the hurricane. Like we've got these guys right here in the area that's going to get hardest hit, so that you guys that have evacuated don't have to worry or be in the dark about what's going on out here. We're keeping an eye on it for you, and we've got a lot of different angles to show you how the water comes in. Go ahead, Andy.
Hi, Ryan. To the best of my ability to tell, it looks like the most concerning storm is the Vero Beach storm here. It does have a tight velocity couplet and could produce a tornado over Gifford, Indian River Shores, and Wabasso in a brief moment here. And then just in a general observation, some other storms that haven't yet produced tornadoes just on their own are ones that tend to be moving north or northeasterly. Whereas the Vero Beach one still has a westerly component to it. I think that is a more favorable storm relative inflow, a storm relative winds that are being taken into the lowest part of the storm that would produce a tornado. So I think that the Vero Beach and Gifford cell has the highest potential to produce a tornado given the track and what seems favorable for tornadoes at this moment. So I think that the Okeechobee storm may not have produced a tornado. Our St. Lucie storm has mostly fallen apart in terms of tight rotation, and I haven't seen anything else from storms that are in our greater instability area. So the ones that are moving northwesterly, again into that Orlando metro, for anyone who's joining just recently, they're going to need much lower instability. We need a lot of instability, especially in the lower levels, to continue to have these storms to produce tornadoes. And thus, I think that there is a lower chance of there actually being a tornado in the Orlando metro, because that's right where that warm front is that is containing some current instability. So north of there, now seeing really good chance of tornadoes and seeing the likelihood of a tornado warning that includes some of you guys as we go through the afternoon, but not sure on it actually being able to produce a tornado. Nonetheless, please continue to heed warnings, and I am hoping for the best for you guys given that scientific analysis.
All right, thank you so much. Andy, go ahead, Riley.
Hey Ryan, we were going to talk about one of the cyclone port cameras, but it actually just disappeared. But our camera with the shed, I think most people probably have a mental picture of what that looks like. We just saw the water reach all the way up to the path we had out through our shed there. So that's going to be something we continue to see, and it's only going to keep coming up from here.
All right, so we've got ongoing tornado situation that hopefully will calm down a little bit over the next couple of hours. It's not completely over with yet, so I'm going to continue to update you on those tornado warnings, but we've got to get serious about keeping up with the the tornado or the hurricane as well. We've got water coming up fast. The storm surge is going to come up here. This is the big thing that we have all been so concerned about, and we're going to show you that as it happens. And then we are still expecting potentially extreme winds. 120, 130 mile per hour winds, maybe, upon landfall here in places like Sarasota, Longboat Key, Bradenton, St. Petersburg, Venice, all these places. An extremely dangerous hurricane is on the way, and we're estimating only 4 to 5 hours away from landfall. We currently have 8 tornado warnings. Eight tornado warnings. Let's go through those. First of all, like Andy was just talking about, a lot of the rotation and one of the stronger storms that we've been keeping an eye on is this one here near Gifford and Vero Beach and Indian River shores. We need you guys to take shelter now. We just got that new warning, which once again includes Port St. Lucie. Port St. Lucie, you guys are on a new tornado warning that also includes Lakewood Park, Fort Pierce, and St. Lucie Village. Take shelter. There's 2 more areas of rotation here that we are watching.
A new tornado warning has been issued.
And I do think we're about to get an update from the National Hurricane Center.
Yeah, Ryan, we're in category 3 hurricane now.
Yeah, so as expected, we're continuing to see the hurricane transition into a lower category. It's still, exactly what we were talking about yesterday, and the day before, and the day before that. Nothing has changed. We've got a major hurricane barreling down along the greater Tampa area. I think that the places that are kind of most poised, I guess, to get a direct hit right now still remain to be somewhere around Sarasota. So Sarasota down to Inglewood, Bradenton, this area might be some of the hardest hit from the storm, and that's kind of the area that we're honed in on right now. So major hurricane Milton is barreling down on the southwestern side of Florida. We're starting to see some of those stronger winds, especially around Tampa, Bradenton, Sarasota, and we're still dealing with all of these tornado warnings over here on the other side of Florida. Right now, we've got a tornado warning for Osceola and Orange counties in Florida. We've got another confirmed tornado warning for Broward and Palm Beach counties in Florida with these supercells. These look pretty nasty. And this one right here is confirmed warning. Just crossed over Highway 27, so keep going up north into Broward County. Wouldn't be surprised at all if we saw another tornado warning for Weston and areas near Andytown in Florida associated with this supercell that looks like all the other ones today that have tried to produce tornadoes. We got another tornado warning up here for Okeechobee. Thankfully, that storm is moved away from Okeechobee now. Hopefully they'll allow that warning to expire. We have another tornado warning up here. We got another tornado warning back here for Port St. Lucie. The rotating part of that storm just went over town. Now it's moving towards White City, Fort Pierce, and St. Lucie Village. Y'all are next. Take shelter now. Yeah, we still have 5 tornado warnings at this moment. We are still expecting major storm surge, similar to some major hurricanes of the past. Like Hurricane Michael, 14.7 foot peak storm surge. Ian was 10 to 15 feet. A lot of people in this area remember Ian. Ian made landfall farther south than what I believe this will make landfall at, and that's why I keep telling everybody that, you know, it's been so long since this specific area has seen such a dangerous storm. I think that Ian was a more southern storm. This one's going to be just affecting an area slightly farther north. You guys are going to feel some of these impacts. Fort Myers and Punta Gorda and that whole area, you guys are still going to get a ton of storm surge. You're still going to get potentially some of the worst impacts from this storm. There's also a couple places farther north that will feel it as well. Go ahead, Riley.
Hey Ryan, talking about storm surge, I'm going to go ahead and take a look at the other image in Stream Text. It's the one on the left, and we're looking at the bottom left picture on there. We have that camera in the spot number 6 right now, and you can see there's that plastic hole in the ground. The water is already 5 to 10 feet up the shore from where that plastic hole is. So this is definitely the start of the storm surge. We've been saying that over and over again, but it's actually getting a lot more significant.
Thank you, Riley. So this is the before, and this is what it's looking like now. We're going to see that water come up potentially a lot more than that. But this is what we're already dealing with in the Port Charlotte, Florida area. And by the way, anytime we show a camera today that says Mesovort, this is Mesovort number 5. This is courtesy of our friends with the Radar Omega app and the Cyclone Port project. So they've got some awesome probes out there that we're keeping an eye on, as well as we're keeping an eye on some of the has cams as well. So we've got literal waterproof cameras duct taped and ratchet strapped to palm trees out here in some of the hardest hit areas that will show you the water as it comes in, literally until these cameras get washed away. We currently, for the first time since we started the stream, 4 hours ago, we have no confirmed tornado warnings. And please excuse I think I'm losing my voice. It's not good. We still have several hours to go, but we'll be all right. Give me just a second. I'm going to take this brief moment to go get myself some a water, so I have something to stay hydrated with. We're going to be here. Who knows how long, man? I really don't know, but we're going to be here for a long time. So give me just a second. I'm going to go do that. If anybody else wants to talk, I'm leaving the floor open for you. Andy, Riley.
Thank you, Ryan. Yep, currently still watching all of the tornado warned storms and possible ones that we have not had warned yet. I have my eyes on the 2 supercells in southeastern Florida that are west of Fort Lauderdale by Cliff along I-75. Looking at a terminal radar there, I can look at the first 200 feet above the surface, and I don't see any low-level rotation with our supercell that is not warned. They're just to the northwest of Weston, Florida. So still watching those 2 storms, but not seeing any imminent tornado threat of them at the moment. Nonetheless, if you do happen to be along Highway 27 with this tornado warning here in southern Palm Beach County, well to the west of the populated beach areas, then please be taking shelter. Update to the rest of our storms. There is one more tornado ongoing north of Holopaw in Florida. That's in northeastern Osceola County. That will head into parts of Orange County, and because there is another cycle of that, a very small tornado now, we may see a warning extended into parts of Orange County that could include parts of the southeastern Orlando metro. As previously mentioned, I think that the conditions there are much less favorable as you get into the Orlando metro for tornadoes, especially significant ones, to occur. So I think there is a lower chance that this continues there, but I do think that we may see a warning that extends to include some of you guys. So if you know anyone in Orange County, east of Kissimmee and southeast of Orlando towards the Lake Park area, go ahead and tell them that there's a chance they could receive a tornado warning.
A new
if they
tornado
haven't
warning
already,
has been
which
issued.
does not include them yet. So you have the chance to provide that information that I'm passing along to you. You guys don't know me. I am a meteorologist, so I can pass along all this information. I'm well prepped and trained in radar analysis here. That's why I do what I do with Brian. But I also have tropical expertise as well. So once we transition fully to the hurricane threat here and all of the water-related impacts as well as wind, then I will be able to help you with analysis of that as well. So I'll be here all day. I appreciate you guys. I also have the chat open. No confirmed tornado warnings means that there are different tiers to our tornado warnings. That is no longer true because we do have a confirmed tornado.
A new tornado warning has been issued.
But there are tiers to tornado warnings issued by the National Weather Service that tell us that it's radar indicated, meaning there's some rotation, but we don't have evidence of an ongoing tornado. And then we do have evidence of an ongoing tornado, that would make it a confirmed warning. And we can elevate the tier above that to incite that there is more danger in particular with the storm. And we use that to relay. We use that to relay the risk to you guys as well as the exact location and towns that would be impacted. But we always make sure to include every location within a tornado warning polygon. So there's that warning that actually came through for Eastern Orange County. You're welcome for that heads up. Hopefully you didn't get too much time because the office, National Weather Service office there was very proactive, very good for them to issue a warning ahead of time. But that was the reason why that warning was issued, so you can tell people, you had a heads up from that. You had a heads up on that warning from me. So hopefully, now you start to see the reason why, right? We've done immaculate work so far today. We have a lot more to go. We will be here for another at least 7 or 8 hours towards midnight Eastern time zone. So stick with us. Let people know that we're streaming here. Several things I want to cover as we cover the hurricane and landfall. There will be a lot of impacts related to that may be difficult to watch. So I want to make sure everyone's looking out for themselves as well. If you need to take a step away, please do so. It's important for mental health, just as important as the physical health of the people that we want to evacuate, and also we care for their well-being if they're inland and in a flash flood warning or a tornado warning, and that's why we're here. So some of the things we may see come up here are extreme wind warnings for the landfalling hurricane Milton. Extreme wind warnings are issued when 115 mile per hour sustained winds or greater over a period of 1 minute are anticipated. I expect parts of Sarasota and Manatee counties in Florida, possibly even into the western part of Charlotte County in Florida, depending on the exact landfall area, will receive an extreme wind warning. And that is for those sustained winds of over 115 miles per hour that are possible, especially with gusts that are higher than that. We do see that with major hurricane landfalls. Those will be issued within an hour of the expected landfall. So within about 3 hours from now, when you see our landfall timer come back up, it's currently underneath my webcam here. But when Ryan gets back, we'll show you that landfall timer, so you can always reference that on our screen. So an extreme wind warning will be a part of the landfall hurricane that we have to deal with here. When you see that come through, we'll describe it, but we're a few hours out from that. The other part is where exactly storm surge will occur as the hurricane makes landfall here. Storm surge will occur on both the northern and southern side of the hurricane as it pushes water in altogether. However, once the hurricane makes landfall, we'll definitely see, the further north you go, more offshore winds that push the water back from the beaches. It'll push the water back from the beaches on the northern side because all the winds are blowing the water offshore. On the southern side, we will continue to see winds blow the water onshore, further inland to the storm surge estimates that we have predicted from the National Hurricane Center. What storm surge means is that it's the elevation above ground level, sea level. It is dependent on the topography, the geography of where you're at, as to who will see that storm surge. And that's why some of the graphics will show you that have storm surge on them are very complex with a bunch of different pixels of color everywhere. That's the topography of the area. So just a few things to cover before we get closer closer to landfall, what you can anticipate to happen. Hopefully
A
that
new
helps.
tornado warning
Hey, Brian.
has been issued.
Yes, thank you. Thank you so much. Meteorologist Andy Hill. We're back here. We are on hour 4 of our coverage. And we just covered, I don't know, 100 tornado warnings or something. And we just got a new one just now. And we're going to immediately go in there and talk about that one. We also have to talk about, before I left, we had no confirmed tornado warnings. One warning has been upgraded. So the newest. The Bluetooth device is connected successfully. And then we've got our confirmed warning, which is going to be back here for Port St. Lucie. Once again, areas just to the east there. This is going to be for Martin and St. Lucie counties near North River Shores. Take shelter now if you're in Stewart Sewell's Point, North River Shores, or Ocean Breeze Park. We have a public confirmed tornado here, which is a pretty dangerous situation. So go ahead, Riley.
Hey Ryan, I'm just gonna add on to what Andy was saying about storm surge. It's not only the west coast of Florida that's going to be dealing with storm surge. After we see this thing make its way across Florida, on the backside of that, the northern side of the hurricane was dealing with a widespread area of 3 to 5 foot storm surge as well. So those of you who are on the coast on the east side of Florida, take a look at the
A new tornado warning has been. An
make
issue.
sure that you're not in a risk area as well.
Absolutely. Thank you, Riley. Let me show you that graphic, by the way, for anybody that hasn't seen it yet.
A new tornado warning has been issued.
Here we go. We are expecting 9 to 13 feet. 9 to 13 feet of storm surge here between Anna Maria Island
A new
and
tornado
Boca
warning has been
Grande.
issued.
There's some places that could see up to 15 feet of storm surge, which is obviously extremely detrimental and potentially catastrophic. So this is what we're worried about. The hardest hit areas are definitely going to be between Anna Maria Island and Boca Grande. That includes places down there closer to Inglewood. And of course, it includes Sarasota. And we just got a ton more tornado warnings. So let's go look at all of those. One of the newest ones is for Martin and Okeechobee counties. Once again, this does not include the town of Okeechobee. This is areas just to the east, including Bluefield. We got to take shelter. We got another water spout. It's about to turn into a tornado as it comes on the land here near Horseshoe Acres Air Park. And we've got another update from meteorologist Andy Hill. Go ahead.
Thank you, Brian. Very quickly came together here near Vero Beach and Gifford. Once again, the storm has managed to sync together a separate areas of rotation here and is now producing likely another weak tornado, hopefully weak over Vero Beach and Gifford. So this, if you're still in a warning here and you're confused because you had one earlier, this is a different tornado, a separate tornado that's doing damage right along Highway 1, headed north into Gifford and eventually into the western part of Indian River Shores, Wabasso, and Orchid. So there is a tornado ongoing with that. I expect the warning to be upgraded. You can see a small little debris signature there. Hopefully short-lived, but I do know that this is a tornado ongoing right over the highway between Gifford and Vero Beach.
Thank you, Andy. Vero Beach is a place that we're going I talked about a lot today. Here we go again. Gifford, Orchid, all the way up there towards Indian River Shores. Please stay in your safe spots. Hopefully you're already there. Go ahead, Riley.
Hey Ryan, I just dropped a new storm surge graphic in stream text as we got an update from the National Hurricane Center. Good news, we're no longer looking at that 10 to 15-foot storm surge in Tampa Bay. However, it's still going to be significant, 8 to 12 feet. That's not something you mess around with. So make sure you're taking it just as seriously. And it appears that our newest area of surge is down there further south. So that's a good thing because the worst of it is going to be avoiding the most populated areas. But still, if you're anywhere on that map and you're in the red, the pink, or the orange, you do not want to be anywhere near any body of water, which could become or could expand its boundaries out even more because it's going to happen. It's just a matter of time.
Thank you, Riley. Go ahead, Elijah. Oh, okay. I don't know how that keeps happening. All right, so if you're just now tuning in, we've got a tornado warning that we're keeping an eye on here near Gifford, Florida, moving up towards Indian River Shores and Winter Beach. Please get to your safe spot if you haven't gotten there yet. We've got another tornado
A
warning
new
now.
tornado warning has
This
been
is
issued.
for Palm Beach County, Florida. We're going to fly over back to that one. This one includes Brown's Farm. This is for Palm Beach County. If you know where Christ Heritage Academy School is, or the Recreation Area 6 Park is, if you know about the path that this storm is going to take as it tries to produce a tornado near Highway 880 in Palm Beach County, Florida, well to the west of West Palm Beach. Never underestimate storm surge flooding. We're expecting up to 13 feet storm surge today in some of the hardest hit areas. Lots of people are watching, are from, or know someone from around Sarasota. That the Bluetooth device is connected successfully. First of all, these supercells over here in southeastern Florida look really ominous, and they're probably going to be a problem all the way as they get up towards Port St. Lucie again later. So you guys up there, get ready for a long afternoon and early evening of more tornado warnings. But before we talk about that anymore, let me show you the full scope of the hurricane here on radar. Let me zoom out a little bit. We are starting to get some of the rain as far north as Jacksonville. But the core of the storm and the strongest winds are going to be right in here. And those are still out to sea a little bit. A lot of the storm surge, a lot of the water that's going to cause the flooding in the form of storm surge is still back in here. Okay, this is going to come ashore as those winds are blowing towards the land. So this is what everything looks like right now. This is our outer bands causing the tornadoes, and this is the main deal over here. Still having an incredible amount of tornado warnings right now. We've got 9 to be exact. And we can kind of go through them one by one here. First of all, we got a tornado warning down here to the west of Coral Springs. Another one that's going up towards 880 west of West Palm Beach. That's in Palm Beach County. Okeechobee County is also under a tornado warning. Port St. Lucie, you guys are under a tornado warning. I think out of all of these warnings, the most concerning warnings are still going to be the ones closer to the beach over here that we've been tracking for a while. So we had a tornado near Vero Beach. now we've got another one likely trying to come together here near Lakewood Park. So also Queens Cove, all you guys, and even everybody along Highway 1 between those, between Lakewood Park and Vero Beach, y'all.
Very cautious about a few scans. And maybe 20 minutes ago in this conversation, you need scan after scan after scan to look for a trend to kind of make a call. And this is still within the confines of that forecast cone from the National Hurricane Center. And we stress that so often on television and through our social media posts to focus on that cone or the center of circulation.
Thanks to the engine, or just as work right, the engine kind of starts struggling a little bit. Same thing with a hurricane. When it's a Cat 5 and it's producing winds of 175 and 180, everything has to be perfect to make that happen. When something goes wrong or not right, the winds begin to drop and the pressure starts rising, and that's what's happening now because it's feeling the effects of some dry air from the south and some shield. Look how heavy the rain is here. This is all up and down 75 in all the areas along the coast. This is the same spot, unfortunately, that really struggled from Helene with the flooding. You're getting heavy rain now. We get some high water too. Get landfall, if you take it here, and it kind of looks like it's going to go maybe up towards Holmes Beach or Bradenton Beach or Anna Maria, then maybe get a little south or in the bay. That kind of looks like the track to me as of right now. And I just want to do little points, I move across. There'll be little wobbles along the way, but it's getting pretty close to the coast. So it's going to be someplace kind of in this zone because the center's here. It's not going to be here, and it probably won't be here, and it's not going to be up in Pasco, so it's probably just going to be right in this zone. And a lot of that will determine how much coastal flow we get in Siesta Key and up the road towards Holmes Beach, up the road into Anna Maria, and then into Tampa Bay. We'll continue to watch that. As of 4 o'clock, just 100 miles southwest of us, and it's moving 17 miles an hour. So let's see, 17. What's the so maybe 5 hours? I think it's a little earlier than that. I think landfall could be soon. That's to me, Cat 3, and we'll wait to see how the Hurricane Center kind of changes or deals with that little shift. This is still a very powerful storm, no doubt about that. And then it slices across the state, and then it's east of our state by tomorrow evening. Cat 3 top winds will be about 125. The storm surge, this is all live data. And notice how some of the numbers here, some of the water levels are actually higher on the intercoastal side because the winds are still blowing from the east. But the winds begin to shift to the south and southwest, depending on the track. Then the water begins to build up on the Gulf side. You can flood from the east side, too, on many of the intercoastal waterways. You can kind of see that as you move down towards Siesta Key. I'm really concerned about this area. I really am. This is a population. It's a spot that struggled during Helene. Don't want to see this happen again. But with a storm going north, I think this is a spot that may get some significant storm surge. May not
Go
be
north,
15
baby.
feet.
Go north.